So maybe you're thinking about investing in real estate, but you're not really sure whether you want to buy and hold, so buy a property and keep it as a rental, or flip the property and sell it for profit immediately. Well, in this video, I'm going to go over the pros, cons, strategy from somebody who has done both. So tune in. So I have clients ask me all of the time, Austin, what should I do? Should I buy a rental property and keep it long term, or should I flip a property and immediately get that profit? And there is really no short answer, and there's really no right or wrong answer. So a flip, it kind of has that sexy ring to it. It's like, okay, we're gonna go in, we're gonna flip this property, we're gonna make our profit, and we're gonna get out of there. And in some cases, that can be the case, but also reality sets in when you start to look at material costs, when you look at holding costs, such as your taxes and insurance from the time that you start your renovation to the time that you finish it. And then also with flips, there are always going to be surprises. There's always going to be miscellaneous costs that pop up throughout the process. Another thing to consider about flips right now is during COVID, if you could find a good one, and put the money into it, make it look pretty, get it on the market, that thing was going to sell quick and you were going to make your money quick. But things have kind of slowed down now. Things are not moving at the pace that they once were. And so there is some risk to putting money into a place and then needing to cash out immediately, because you could list a property after renovating and it could sit there for a while. And that can be unfortunate and risky because the market can switch mid-reno sometimes, and then you're standing there with your hands up like, what do I do? And then if we look on the other hand, you look at long-term rentals, you can look at the tax advantages that come with those. You can depreciate your rentals and take on some tax advantages from that. Increasing rents over time, especially in Midwestern areas that are growing, like the Kansas City area. And then just that steady monthly cash flow that you can receive from a monthly rental. Now, there are some negatives. As someone who owns rentals myself, sometimes it doesn't always work out perfectly. Sometimes you have vacancies for long periods of time. Sometimes you have unexpected costs that happen, like a basement floods. Yay, lots of fun. Or something goes wrong and the tenant has to move out immediately. Things like that can be the negative side for owning a rental property. And let's talk about time comparison. So when you compare the two, when you're doing a flip, you're probably going to be putting a lot more time into that than a monthly rental, because you're going to be managing contractors. You're going to be checking in on a day-to-day basis, making sure that things are getting done. We got to get that house back up on the market so that we're not making monthly payments on this for long periods of time, and we can get it up for sale and sell it. And then when you look at a rental, that's more of like a passive income. And, although, again, there are some negatives from time to time with the rental, it's more passive and you're really not involved with the process, especially if you have a property manager who's handling a lot of those things. So here in Missouri, in places like Blue Springs or Warrensburg or Knob Noster, places with strong students, so colleges or military bases, the rental demand is very high in those locations, and especially where big jobs are located like the inner city, rental demand is going to be higher. And so that can be a great area to own rental properties and not have to be concerned about them being occupied and seeing steady rent growth over time. Something else to keep in mind with a flip is if you flip the property and you make your profits, you are going to pay capital gains taxes off those profits. If you own a rental long time, the profit that you have coming in can hopefully be measured out against what you're depreciating. And so you're not going to have to pay as much in taxes for the income you have coming in for the rental property. Whereas, yes, you're going to take on a large amount of capital, hopefully with that flip that you did, but you're probably going to pay 20%, talk to a CPA, 20% or higher for a flip project that you just finished. So in summary, if you want quick capital and are okay with the risk, then I'm all for someone who likes to do flips and can do a good job, especially if you have a good team, if you have a good loan officer or hard money lender, and then a good contractor that can get the work done fast and do a great job, and then a good realtor, me again, to list the property once you're done, then that makes a huge difference and you can really do well in the long term with flipping. And then with rentals, if you're looking for more of a long-term, slow, passive growth over time, then that may be more your speed. But the answer in summary is that there is no right or wrong answer. And what I tell my clients is don't do too much of one thing and not the other. I would say try to do a 50-50 balance. So if you're needing some more cash or capital on hand, maybe it's time to do a flip at that certain period of time. And then if you're looking for something for long-term growth, something to hold on to for retirement, then maybe it's time to look for a rental property at that point in time. So if you're still not sure which strategy fits your goals, let's talk, let's chat, reach out to me. I'd be happy to help and kind of go over what the process looks like and then what I would recommend that you look into from a step-by-step basis, from, hey, I'm a early on investor, to, hey, I just closed on my first rental property, to owning multiple rental properties or doing multiple flips. So make sure to like and comment on this video. Please feel free to subscribe, share my YouTube channel with friends and family, and look forward to seeing you guys next time. Take care.